Morning.
So I'm going to get us started. Oh, actually, I'm going to wait because people are still jumping in. As soon as I start talking, somebody will always jump in the waiting room. Okay. Again, welcome. My name is Amy Hanratty, and I'm the chair of the Special Education Department at California State University, Northridge. We're really excited to have you here with us today. We're going to talk about special education teacher preparation, and I'm going to start with some some overview about our department, and then we're going to get into some very exciting funding opportunities for all of you. We have many opportunities to get funding for your career in special education. But before we do that, I want to invite my colleagues to introduce themselves. So I'm going to go in the order that we're going to present. So I'll go to Fatmana first, Dr. Denise.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I am Fatmana Diniz. I am an assistant professor in special education department at CSUN in multi-extensive support needs specialization.
Thank you. And Dr. Chai?
Hi, my name is Zhen. I'm the faculty in early childhood special education here at CSUN. So if you're interested in working with young children from birth to 5 years of age, please contact me after this session. We have many funding opportunities here for you.
And Dr. Fleischer?
Hello, everybody. I am Dr. Flavia Fleischer, Department Chair and Professor in the Deaf Studies Department, which is an undergrad degree program at California State University, Northridge. Nice to see all of you, and welcome.
And Dr. Friedman-Nar.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Rachel Friedman-Nar. And I should probably mention that I'm a professor in the special ed department and specifically the DHH credential program.
So we have each of our specializations represented here today. You'll notice we also have interpreters here, and that's because we do our best to be accessible to students who are deaf and hard of hearing or potential students. And so let's go ahead and get rolling. I'm going to start by sharing a little bit about our department. I'm going to go to the next slide. There we go. Okay, so there's going to be a moment of participation here, so you can get ready. So this is a statement that we worked on about our department about maybe now 2 years ago, where we really worked on identifying what are our values as faculty in the Department of Special Education. And we think that as you're choosing a teacher preparation program, that it's important that you know the values of the program that you are going into. So I know this is a little bit long, but I'm going to read it. And then I'm going to ask you what words or phrases stand out to you in this statement. So it says, the Special Education Department at CSUN is committed to preparing educators who advocate for and provide service to students with all levels of support needs. Our program strives to dismantle systems that categorize, segregate, or limit student expectations on the basis of perceived disability label, level of support need, assumptions about language access or cultural or linguistic background, with special attention to multiply marginalized students. In this way, we prepare educators to be strength-based service providers and advocates who focus on the adaptation of the learning environment and materials to meet the support needs of each student and their family. Okay, so now it's time to be brave, and you can use the chat or you can unmute and tell us just one word or phrase that stands out to you. I see Flavia wrote brave space here. There we go. Thank you. So we see Annie gave a shout out to the word equity. Maria noticed advocate. Jessica was interested in that phrase, dismantle systems, right? That's a bold statement. And in our program, we'll talk about what that means. And Mia Sarah talked about strength-based. Great. Anything anybody wants to add? So those are all words and phrases that are also important to us. And we really thought carefully about all of those as we put those into this statement. So those are all things that are important to us as a faculty member, as faculty. Okay, I'm going to move us on. So in our special education department, we have 3 different programs or specializations. And so I'm just going to very, very briefly describe each of them. And then we have representatives from each of those programs that will tell you a little bit more as we go along. So the first one listed here is our Deaf and Hard of Hearing program. That's a program focused on deaf education for young children from infants and toddlers all the way to age 22. So it's a huge span and has an emphasis in deaf culture and American Sign Language. They'll tell you more about that program. The Early Childhood Special Education program is focused on early childhood. So it's focused on teaching young students with disabilities or children with disabilities, again, infants and toddlers through kindergarten. And that addition of kindergarten is a more recent addition to that credential program. Dr. Chai will be talking more about that program and the grant opportunities. And then finally, we have a combined credential program where at the end, you're eligible for 2 different credentials. So it's the mild to moderate support needs and the extensive support needs combined credential program. So that program is focused on serving students with mild to extensive support needs in kindergarten through age 22. So kind of where early childhood special education leaves off is where the mild to moderate and extensive support needs credential picks up. So if you're interested in teaching school age students with disabilities who are not deaf, that's the credential program for you. If you have an idea of which of those you're really interested in pursuing, you can put it in the chat. We would love to know. And I just wanted to also, before we go to the next slide, point out that we do have these short acronyms for each one. So you can see it says DHH or ECSE or MME for mild, moderate, and extensive, because you'll see that on the next slide. Okay, there we go. So in addition to those different specializations, we also have a variety of different pathways or ways that you can earn those credentials. So those are listed here, and you can see there's a lot, but I'm going to try to very briefly describe each of them so you can kind of get a general sense of the options available. So the first one listed there is our ITEP program, ITEP. And that's an undergraduate program for people who are interested in that mild to moderate and extensive support needs credential. It allows you to come in as an undergraduate student, a liberal studies major, and earn your credential in mild to moderate and extensive support needs at the same time that you're getting your bachelor's degree in liberal studies. We do have a funding opportunity for only next year for that, and I'll tell you about that in just a minute. We also have our traditional program, which is an option for all specializations. And that's kind of where almost everybody starts, is that traditional program. It's self-paced, which means that you work with your advisor on how many classes you want to take a semester, and make those individual choices based on your goals. Some people do it quickly, and some people take time to do it. And both of those options are okay. We also have funding opportunities for that traditional program. And again, it's available for all specializations. Next is a dual credential program. And it's a little bit mislabeled because it's actually 3 credentials that you can earn at the end of that dual program. But it's called a dual because it's a partnership between our special education department and our secondary education, which provides a single subject teaching credential. And so you can earn a single subject general education credential in a subject area and you can think of those subjects that are taught in middle and high school, like English, history, math. So any of those single subject areas is an option, and you can earn that at the same time as your mild to moderate and extensive support needs credentials. Now, it is a large number of classes, but it's less classes than it would be if you were to take those 2 programs separately. And then next is our intern program, also available for all of our specializations. And the intern program is for candidates who are interested in working as a teacher full-time as a special education teacher at the same time that you're pursuing your special education credential. There are prerequisites to that program. Dr. Denise is here, is also the coordinator of that program, and so will be the point person for understanding those prerequisite requirements. But it's a great opportunity if you are, interested and excited in working as a teacher right away. And then finally, the last pathway is our ACT or ACT-R programs. And those are accelerated 1-year programs focused on mild to moderate and extensive support needs. And there are funding opportunities for that program as well. And I'll share those in a second. Okay, let's go to the next slide. So I think a question that folks often have is, okay, how much does it cost if I want to come to CSUN? And so I think that it's helpful to just put those numbers right up front. And the way that tuition at CSUN works is a 2-tiered system. And so you can see that there is one price per semester if you're registering for 0 to 6 units, which means it's 1 or 2 classes that you're taking, because a class is 3 units, or if you're taking more than 2 classes, or 6 plus 1 units. So most students will be enrolled full-time most semesters. So you should kind of plan for that number, but it is possible for some students to have 1 or 2 semesters where you are a part-time student. You'll also want to notice that there are different rates for undergraduates. So if you're currently a high school student, or if you are, going to community college and are interested in transferring, then you would be looking at that undergraduate number. And then if you already have a bachelor's degree and are coming to us, you would be looking at that red credential number. Okay, we can go to the next slide. All right, so let's talk about the money. We're going to be talking about money for most of the rest of our time together. And the ones with the stars there are Project Create, Reach It, and Prism Ed. Those 3, we have guests here who are going to be talking and spending more time on those. So I just wanted to briefly talk about the ones that do not have stars. So anybody who is pursuing a teaching credential in the state of California is eligible for the Golden State Grant and is eligible to receive up to $20,000 from the state of California. Now, you need to be teaching a high needs group, and special education qualifies. And you do need to submit a FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid. But that's not through CSUN, it's directly through the state, but a really good thing for all of you to know about if you're interested in becoming a teacher. The next one on that list is that ACT-R program. And so I mentioned that's the accelerated program. It's a 1-year program. And we do have a partnership with some specific schools and districts that provide additional funding. And you can see a significant amount of funding, so up to $35,000 a year. And you do need to agree to work for LA Unified for one of those, or there's also a partnership with a charter school organization, and the same thing. It's $35,000 a year, and you agree to work for that organization when you finish the program. And then just jumping down to the last one on the list there, that's the ITEP SE for special education. So if you are interested in pursuing that mild to moderate and extensive support needs program, we do have next year $10,000 for your first year in the program. So those of you that are maybe transferring and want to become liberal studies majors, that is an option for you. You can transfer at any year, so include freshman, sophomore, junior, or even senior, and transfer into liberal studies and receive that $10,000 stipend. And there is not a service commitment, which is surprising to me, but and then finally, we do have partnerships with for classified grants. So if you're a classified staff member, like a paraprofessional in either the Hart School District or a Larchmont Charter, then we have a partnership with them, and you can receive money from those organizations to pursue your credential. Okay, that was a lot of overview. I'm going to pass it on to Dr. Denise, I believe, to talk about Project Reach It.
Yes, I'll be talking about our Project Reach It, which is you will be receiving 2 credential, mild to moderate and extensive support needs credential. Can you move to the next slide? We have this project has 4 goals. The first one is really recruit, retain, and increase the teachers' workforce who are culturally and linguistically and racially diverse and ready to work with students with extensive support needs in inclusive settings. Also, we want to prepare teachers to implement individualized, evidence-based, and culturally sustaining practices to serve culturally, linguistically diverse students with high intensity needs and their families in inclusive setting as well. Lastly, we want to prepare teachers to promote and foster self-determination skills in students with high intensity needs, as well as gain self-determination skills through practice, feedback, and reflection. Next slide, please. So what type of support Project Reach It provides? We have a $16,000 tuition to cover 2 years. In addition to the $16,000, we have the funding to travel in state and national educational conferences. In state one is the California TESOL. The national one is a TASH. It's more focused on students with disabilities who have extensive support needs. In addition to this too, we also have additional need-based scholarship, and our scholars who got accepted this program can apply to receive additional funding if they need any childcare fees or the housing or food insecurity technology needs. And I'll talk about enhanced mentorship and the seminars and increased fieldwork in the next slide. I think that one of the key features of this project is really individualized mentorship. Our mentorship has 3 legs. The one is we have culturally, linguistically, multilingual mentors in addition to student, teacher, and early fieldwork mentors that we are going to assign our cohort, our scholars, to receive a one-on-one individualized mentorship throughout this 2 years of the program. Next leg of the mentorship comes from family members of children with extensive support needs. So they will be working with us, attending our Saturday sessions. They are attending our summer institute to provide additional perspective and share their experiences as a family members of children with extensive support needs with our scholars. The third one is mentorship comes from adults with disabilities. Currently we hired the mentors adults with disabilities and family members with children with extensive support needs. And so we are hoping to prepare our scholars to including everyone's perspective that they will be serving. And the key feature of this project is, in addition to your coursework, we are going to have Saturday sessions and all day long, 1-day summer institute to enhance your skills on the 4 project goal. For example, this summer, we are going to have a first summer institute, and our goal is to focus on how do we empower students with disabilities to become self-determined individuals? How do we encourage them to become autonomous learners? So this will be also another key feature of our program. Next slide, please. So who's eligible, right? The first thing is the requirement is you need to be accepted to our mild to extensive support needs preliminary credential program. And of course, the U.S. citizen and permanent resident. And the other thing is commitment to fulfill service obligation following the completion of the program. This is you're receiving a funding from the government, and it requires you to meet the service obligation. For our project, you will be working student with disabilities for 2 years for every 1 year of funding received. So if you're receiving funding 2 years, that means that you will be working 4 years in special education settings. And another thing is really we need you to commit to completing the credential program. Next slide, please. How do you apply? So I also put our website's link to the chat box. You can check from there. There is a direct application link. You can scan this QR code, and we still have our application still open. You can still apply for summer 2024. And if you have any questions, my email will be at the end of the slide, and I'm going to also put in a chat box. You can directly reach out to me. Thank you.
Okay, so early childhood special education program. So for the preliminary credential program, we have 2 pathways. So you can either do the traditional program, so you can just come in as a full-time student or part-time to do it at your own pace, or you can do it as an intern if you are already being hired as a head teacher in a school district, so you can do the intern program. So to complete the preliminary credential program, you will need 45 units for traditional pathway and 51 units for the intern pathway. So the difference is only about the practicum part. All the other courses are all the same. So to get into our ECSE preliminary credential program, you either need to have a bachelor's degree in child adolescent development, or you have a bachelor's degree, but you are starting to take classes in the child adolescent development or early childhood curriculum courses. So if you don't have a bachelor's degree in child adolescent development, please contact me, because that 12 units, you can take it together when you are in the preliminary credential program. So Project Create is built upon our ECSE preliminary credential program. So the purpose of the Project Create is to prepare 30 ECSE professionals who are highly effective to provide services for young children with disabilities and their families, especially for those children from traditionally underrepresented groups. This Project Create is not only just eligible for CSUM ECSE preliminary credential students, but it is also eligible for approved child development undergraduate. So if right now you are undergraduate in child development at CSUM and you're interested in getting your preliminary credential in early child special education later, please contact me. And we can do advisement. We can talk about how you can get into Project Create. So graduates from Project Create will be eligible for the preliminary credential in early childhood special education in California. So Project Create, together with all the 3 projects we are talking about here, is funded by the U.S. Department Office of Special Education Programs. So here's the support that you can get if you are being selected for Project Create. So you can get up to $20,000 of scholarship. So those scholarship, you don't need to pay tax. So we just give it to you. You can use it in whichever way you want. You can use it to pay your tuition, or you can use it to pay for childcare, buy textbook, or buy technology. It's yours. And other supports, we support you to go to state or national conferences. So for example, this September, we are going to take the current project scholars to New Orleans for the Division of Early Childhood conference there. So they will spend a whole week there studying and also talking to other professionals around the world. So we provide 2-year membership of Caltech and the Division for Early Childhood. So you can get a lot of resources from them and also some trainings from them. Also, at CSUN, we have an amazing technology that is called Sympact. So Sympact provides you opportunities to practice some difficult situations before you do it in real scenario. So for example, all the teachers are so afraid of IEP meetings. So we give you the opportunity to practice IEP meetings, the individualized education program meetings, to practice those meetings in front of an avatar before you do a real IEP meeting. Our teachers are afraid of like a parent-teacher conference, and this parent is so demanding. What should I do? So we can help you prepare for those difficult parent-teacher conferences using Sympact session. So if you are in the Project Create, you can use the Sympact sessions for free. And then we provide 2 years of a mentorship. So we all understand how scary or how challenging it can be in schools, right? So we will pair you with an experienced early child special education teacher from day 1 you enter Project Create. So you will meet with the mentor every week to share anything that you don't want to share with us as faculties. So you can complain like, Dr. Chai is so demanding, what should I do? Most of the mentors are graduates from our program, so they can give you valuable advice on how to deal with me. Or you can share some frustration like, oh, this assignment is huge. What should I do? The mentors will tell you some strategies as they were working on those assignments. We feel that mentorship is really important. And also you can use those mentors even after you graduated from CSUN. So you already built that relationship. And also we provide diversity discussion forum. That is a seminar that is open to everyone at CSUN, to the community. We invite the top tier speakers in our field to talk about the hot topics in our field. Okay. So many wonderful opportunities and scholarship. Who can apply for Project Create? Number 1, you must come to CSUN to study in our preliminary credential program. So if you are at CSU, other campus, sorry, we cannot support you. So please make sure you apply to California State University, Northridge to get these wonderful opportunities, because it's not everywhere. It's only at CSUN. Okay, so all you are an eligible CADV senior at CSUN. Again, so if you are a high schooler or you are a community school student, you're thinking about going to our preliminary credential program in the future, you can transfer to CSUN at this point, and then you can start the Project Create in your senior year. And you must be a US citizen or permanent resident. As I said, all our 3 projects is funded by US Department, so that is the requirement. And also you need to commit to fulfill the service obligation for every year that you receive funding, you will do 2 years of the service obligation. So, but if you are thinking like, oh, I want to go to a doctor program, so that service obligation is not like you immediately need to pay back. So you have 10 years to fulfill that service obligation. And also it's flexible. So for example, if you are not working directly with children, but you are being a mentor or supervisor, so that kind of service may be counted as well. So we are still recruiting for fall semester 2024. So if you're interested, please go to our website or scan this flyer and apply for our ECSE preliminary credential program before July 1st. Remember, you must be in our program first, and then you will have the chance to be selected for receive the fundings. At the end, you will find my contact information. If you have more questions, feel free to contact me. I will hand it over to Dr. Friedman.
It will be Dr. Friedman-Nar and Dr. Flavia Fleischer. Just one moment while we get everyone situated here. Okay. How many of you are interested in being future deaf educators or interested in deaf education? And that really is the highlight of our grant. What makes it unique is that we are collaborating to create a pipeline between deaf studies and the credential program at the graduate level in deaf education. That will culminate in your preliminary credential program completion. Our grant specializes in preparing deaf educators with linguistic and social justice minded practices. We are also seeking to create change among educators in the community so that we have additional opportunities for all students within the educational system. Candidates from our program, our scholars, we are seeking candidates from traditionally marginalized communities to prepare them to teach the diversity of deaf students. In particular, we also, which you've heard in some of the other grants, have a heavy emphasis on mentoring, linguistic and social justice in deaf education. And for us, that happens with ASL mentorship and developmental activities so that teachers are successfully prepared to work in the classroom. Additionally, we have a strong emphasis on equity-minded teaching principles that will be embedded into coursework and activities, plus advocacy and leadership workshop and activities. We believe that teachers need to become strong advocates for their students, and that's how we've created this grant. Along the same lines, many of the basics of this grant components are very similar to other grants. Today, candidates will receive up to $23,000 spread out over 3 years or for the duration of their program. Because we are specializing in recruiting undergraduate students, our funding actually begins at the undergraduate level. So during your time taking undergraduate courses, and then that funding will continue throughout the credential program. Our funding and support includes, as listed, ASL development and mentoring, individualized advisement and mentoring, equity-minded teaching coursework and workshops, advocacy and leadership workshops. And additionally, we have travel funds for conferences.
All right. Hello, everyone. How would you be able to apply for the grant? What are the requirements? You see them on the slide here. First, you must be a current CSUN student, either as an undergraduate or you transfer in. You could be accepted, or basically you have to have applied and been accepted to CSUN. You must agree to participate in all grant activities and to remain eligible, and you must also attend conferences. There are a few required conferences that we will all go to together as a cohort. And as has been mentioned before, there are travel opportunities for local, state, and national. So you are able to select individual ones you want to go to, but there are other conferences that we will be going to as a group. So both options are open to you. Now, for each year of funding that you do receive, you must commit to provide services for 2 years. So for each 1 year of funding, 2 years of service. For more information on service commitments, please do reach out to us. We will be putting our emails in the chat a little bit later on. So how to apply and when to apply, there is a second cohort available. We're hoping to get 10 to 12 students for the next cohort. In total, we're hoping to have 25 scholars who have gone through our program. We have 8 currently. We're hoping for 10 to 12 for this upcoming cycle, and that will be starting December 2024 for applications, and then January 2025. And next slide, please. One more, please. Okay, actually, back up 1 second. I missed something. I was looking at the wrong screen. I apologize. So why Project PRISM in education? Well, there are several reasons. First and foremost, you do receive funding for your commitment to teach. Then you receive a stipend to cover tuition, books, and other needed items. It could even be personal needs to support you in your journey. You also receive training with advocacy, leadership, and equity. And you're able to attend multiple conferences. You also get individual and group mentoring as well, plus workshops that are really centered on ASL linguistic development to make sure you are well prepared to work with deaf children. Amazing opportunities abound, which is why you should absolutely consider Project PRISM. Next slide, please. And now all of us at this point, I think we can go ahead and spotlight all of us.
So now we are open for questions. So if you have any questions, please feel free to type it in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and ask us any questions. And here is our contact information for each specialization. So please feel free to reach out to us if you have any question.
And this is Flavia. I have a question for all of you. Are you interested in any of our projects? Has anybody had any interest in our presentation today and wanting to come? And please feel free to either put it in the chat or raise your hand and come off mute.
I also put our, this is Amy, sorry. I put our special education office email there in the chat. So if you want more information about any of the programs, our office will help connect you to either one of these faculty or another advisor in one of those programs to make sure that we can get you hooked up. I don't think that we really talked about our deadlines, but the deadline for applications for the credential program is July 1st. Now, that means that July 1st is the date that everything needs to be submitted. And so if you're interested, we encourage you to either just, unmute right now and let us know your interest so we can connect you, or email that special education email address, so that we can make sure that you understand all of the application requirements.
Thank you all so much for coming today. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we'll hang out in case there's any questions, but otherwise, thank you for being here.
I actually learned a lot, Rachel says.
Yes, I learned so much from all of your amazing grant work that everyone's doing. You are all absolutely amazing.
Sorry, Flavia. When I was saying like I'm handing over to Rachel, and all of a sudden I don't remember your last name. Sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. Don't worry about it. First name's good enough.
There's a person.
It looks like they're trying to come in, but we're pretty much done.
I know, maybe we should just let her in and tell her that we are wrapping up, but see if she has any questions.
There's
Sure.
one question on the chat box, Amy. Do you want to answer that?
Jessica, I'm going to answer. So Jessica, you were asking about, are any of the programs offered online? We don't have any fully online programs. We are generally an in-person program, although we do have many classes that are hybrid, or some classes that are offered online, which means that you might be coming to class some weeks and you might be doing class from Zoom or asynchronous some weeks, but there is nothing that we are offered that is 100% online. It's a good question. Thank you for asking. And hi, Mariana. We were just wrapping up our presentation. Were you coming because you're interested in becoming a special education teacher?
Yes, I'm sorry I was so late. Are you
That's
gonna have this
okay.
recorded?
It is recorded.
Oh, okay.
Do you
Perfect.
know, are you interested in becoming, we have several different programs represented here. We have early childhood and deaf education, and mild to moderate and extensive support needs programs represented. Do you know which of those you're interested in?
I was interested in mild and moderate first, and I kind of read about the child development, and I kind of like that one too.
Great. Okay, I'm just going to put our special education office email into the chat. And if you
All right.
email our office directly, we can send you more information, including our information session, so that you can learn a little bit more about each of the programs. And I'll also put our website in there. Let me just pull it up. Because the website has the sign up for information sessions also, if you'd like to come to one of those. But there's one in I think 2 weeks.
All right, perfect. Thank you.
Here.
And I'm sorry.
That's fine. We're happy you came. There we go. So if you want to just click on the website, then you'll have that. And again, the email address that we'll make sure that you get hooked up. And we do have many grant opportunities. So we will share that information with you if you email our office.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mariana.
So,
Bye-bye.
so before everyone go, I have a
So should we
Uh,
stop recording for this part since we're just wrapping up?
Yes.
Yeah, let's
I-
stop recording.
It's